All right, so you want the inside scoop on weight loss retreats.
We're talking more than just those glossy brochures, right?
Exactly. We're digging into what makes each retreat unique.
And to do that, we're diving into Spavelous' take on the best retreats.
Okay, so best, we're talking luxury spas personalized programs.
Right. And it can get pricey, but we're also seeing more budget-friendly options.
Like shorter immersion experiences just to get a taste.
Exactly. So whether you're picturing beaches or mountains,
We've got you covered. We're breaking down 6 different retreats.
highlighting what makes each one stand out, the vibe, the programs,
The potential drawbacks, the whole 9 yards.
so you can figure out which one clicks for you.
Love it. Okay, let's kick things off with some southern charm.
Hilton Head Health in South Carolina.
Right on the water, luxurious accommodations. They even have this H33 resort credit.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. It lets guests customize their experience.
So you could use it for spa treatments, private training sessions, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's
Right.
all about adding those personal touches.
I like that. It's like recognizing that we all have different needs.
Absolutely. And that one-size-fits-all approach doesn't always work.
Definitely. But of course, no retreat is perfect.
True. What might be a drawback with this one?
Well, the location itself could be a hurdle for some.
Hilton Head Island. Beautiful, but not the easiest to get to.
And those longer stays might not be doable for everyone.
Good point.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe a West Coast option then.
How about PFC Fitness Camp at the Omni La Costa Resort and Spa?
Oh, nice. Right near San Diego. They blend that luxury resort feel with a serious fitness program,
Yeah, they're not messing around. All their programs are overseen by physicians, too.
which is a huge plus for some people.
Yeah.
And they've got that at-home accountability program.
To help you keep up the good habits after you leave. I like that.
But be warned, it's intense.
Not for the faint of heart. Okay, so we've done beachy and luxurious.
What about mountain views and holistic wellness?
Sky Terra Loose Smart in the Blue Ridge Mountains?
Now you're talking. This one screams rustic chic, secluded, nature-focused.
They're big on sustainable weight loss. No quick fixes here.
And they have Dr. Teresa Campanile on board, providing that personalized guidance.
Okay, but that 4-week commitment.
And the price tag, definitely an investment.
For sure. Let's switch gears to a retreat with a different approach to pricing.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Unite Fitness Retreat in St. George, Utah. They're 100% all-inclusive.
No hidden fees. I like that transparency.
Me too. Everything's included, upfront training assessments, even cooking classes.
And they're all about community building those connections,
And they use technology to personalize everything. They even have an app.
which some people love, but others might find overwhelming.
True. And speaking of preferences,
Yeah.
Utah's not exactly a wellness hotspot for everyone.
Fair enough. Although we do have another Utah retreat on the list.
We do. Movara Fitness Resort close to Snow Canyon State Park.
This one caught my eye because they focus on both physical and emotional well-being.
Yeah. It's refreshing to see a retreat acknowledge that connection.
They even offer calorie-controlled meals with healthy desserts.
Okay, that got my attention. Calorie controlled and dessert, how does that work?
Right. It's about finding that balance, not deprivation.
I do have to say, though, their website's a little vague on the details.
You're right. Lots to talk about the Movara experience, but not a lot of specifics.
Okay, so last but not least, a 2-for-1 special.
Ooh, tell me more.
Canyon Ranch locations in both Arizona and Massachusetts.
Fancy. What's their deal?
They focus on shorter immersion experiences, mainly weekend retreats.
Perfect for those who can't get away for a whole week.
Right. They're all about metabolism, and they use diagnostic testing like DEXA scans.
Wow, so they get really personalized with their approach.
They do. I do wonder how much you can change in just a weekend, though.
That's a good point. It's probably more about giving you the tools to continue the journey at home.
Makes sense. But those limited weekend slots could be tough to snag.
Definitely something to keep in mind.
Hmm.
So we've covered a lot. What are your first impressions?
I'm honestly a little overwhelmed in a good way. There are so many amazing options.
Right. It's like choosing from a menu of incredible vacations, but for your well-being.
It is a lot to process, right? Like, where do you even begin?
Well, I think what's so interesting is seeing these common themes pop up.
Yeah, what?
We'll take that H33 resort credit at Hilton Head Health.
Oh, yeah. It seemed kind of strange at first. Like you're going for a structured program.
Exactly. But then they give you this flexibility to personalize it.
It's like they're saying, hey, we know you know what you need.
Right. It's not just a cookie-cutter approach anymore.
And that whole data-driven thing with Canyon Ranch's DEXA scan.
Oh, yeah. That really stood out to me too. It's
Yeah.
one thing to talk about metabolism in general.
Right, but when you have those personalized numbers, it kind of kicks things up a notch.
Totally. It's like taking all the guesswork out of it.
And it gives you that knowledge to make smarter choices even after the retreat's over.
Exactly. It's about empowering you for the long haul.
I'm also curious about this focus on emotional well-being that we're seeing.
Yeah, like Movora, they're really tapping into that mind-body connection.
It makes sense, though. Weight loss isn't just about what you eat or how much you exercise.
It's so much deeper than that.
Right.
Our emotions, our stress levels, they all play a role.
Absolutely. So addressing those underlying factors is huge.
It's about making those sustainable changes, not just a quick fix.
Speaking of which, I do wonder about those shorter immersion experiences.
The weekend retreats.
Yeah,
It makes you think, can you really make a lasting impact in just a few days?
right. Like, is it enough to shift your mindset, your habits?
It probably depends on the person.
Well,
Some people might get that jump start they need.
that burst of motivation and inspiration.
Exactly. While others might need something more immersive to really solidify those changes.
Makes sense. It's all about finding what works for you.
And that's what it boils down to, isn't it?
Knowing yourself, knowing what you need.
So let's turn it over to our listeners for a sec.
Good idea. Time to put on our thinking caps, everyone.
We've thrown a lot at you, but now it's time to reflect what's resonating with you. Thinking about all these retreats, which one feels most aligned with your weight loss vision?
Right. Are you picturing yourself at Hilton Head Ocean Breeze's luxurious vibes?
Or maybe you're drawn to that rustic mountain escape at Skyterra.
Yeah, good point. Totally different vibes.
Yep.
What about the program structure,
Do you want that all-in immersive experience or something more flexible?
where you can kind of pick and choose what fits you best? And how much support are you looking for one-on-one coaching group sessions?
It's all about finding that sweet spot, right?
For sure. And don't forget about those deal breakers. Any locations that are a no-go.
Budget too. Got to factor that in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And even think about the social aspect.
Yes, some retreats are all about that community vibe.
While others are more about that solo introspection.
So many things to consider.
Right. It's, like we said before, knowing yourself is key.
Couldn't agree more. And here's one more thing to chew on.
Oh, go for it.
So the article talked about retreats removing you from those everyday triggers.
The things that might sabotage your efforts at home.
Exactly. But could that actually make it harder to transition back to real life?
Interesting point. It's like learning a new skill in a controlled environment.
Right. It's one thing to practice in a bubble. It's another to apply it out in the real world.
So maybe the ideal retreat not only helps you reset.
But also equips you with the tools to navigate those challenges once you're back home.
Love that. Because real change, lasting change, happens in the real world.
Absolutely.
Well said. So as you explore these retreats or any others, keep that in mind.
Find the one that not only helps you recharge,
but also empowers you to thrive long after you've left that wellness bubble.
couldn't have said it better myself.
That's a wrap on another deep dive. Hopefully you feel informed, inspired, and empowered.
Ready to take that next step on your weight loss journey.
We'll catch you in the next episode with more insights and advice on living your healthiest life.
See you there.